Now, please do not go by that clock on the stove. It hasn't worked for years. It's actually around 6:30 the next morning, and these little pieces of wood have been in the oven here at 300 degrees all night for about 12-13 hours. And I haven't actually seen them yet. You're going to see them with me for the first time, and I don't know about you, but I'm scared to look. Now this vacuum gauge is not accurate. I know that I'm at full vacuum when the indicator is pointing between the letters N and O in the word not. Now actually what I should have done was bled this and then turned off the vacuum, but I forgot. Well, these are still a little bit warm, and this is after about 2 hours, but then I guess because there was no air in there, maybe that's why they didn't cool down as much as I thought they could. That's also a good sign, because if there was moisture in there, these things would have had a tendency to cool down just from the evaporation of the liquid, or the water rather, inside. I think you know what I'm trying to say here. But they feel considerably lighter. They sure feel a lot drier. Well, let's go and see how much difference there is in the weight. So that was 46.6. We'll see what it is now. Now when I was laying them out, I noticed that these ones here did not fare as well. Like you'll notice this one's cracked pretty bad. Crack might go maybe halfway in. Then if there's another crack coming from the other end, it means that there's probably very little of one of these that I can actually use. I won't know until I actually cut into them, but clearly this one here is for sure unusable, probably halfway in. The other end, well, we'll just have to see. Well, let's check this out now. It was 46.6. 32. That's a huge difference. I don't know if I'm going to bother marking them all. Okay, this was 47 even. Now it's 33.2. This was a heavier one, 50.9. Now it's 33.6. Let's try one of these others here. This was 94.4. Now it's 65.1. I don't think I need to mark them. Well, I'll do this one. Maybe if I start feeling ambitious, I'll figure out just how much moisture was lost. But anyway, it's considerable, as you can see. A lot of moisture there. So say that's 34 to 51. I'm not good at doing math in my head, but you can see there's quite a difference there. So you may be wondering, what is it that I'm hoping to get out of this apple tree wood? Well, I'm hoping to get a couple of cigar pens, one for myself, and one for the guy that gave me the apple tree wood. Now, sadly, his wife has passed away. That was my wife's older sister. And also, he's got 3 kids. Well, they're not kids now, but they were 44 years ago when I first met them. So I want to turn 3 Sierras, all out of this apple tree wood. They'll have sort of a nice remembrance of their backyard, where there was that apple tree. You might be saying, now Ron, this is not going to be a surprise, you just put it on YouTube. Well, I don't need to worry about this guy watching YouTube, because every time he sees me he says, what you been up to? Come on, people in Australia know what I'm up to. Now for the Sierra kits, it's going to be fairly easy. There's just one brass tube involved. Mind you, this is a little longer than the ones for the cigar pen. However, the cigar pen, it's got the two tubes. It means there has to be 2 sections. So that means that I have to select a piece that is not cracked anywhere. And the reason for that is because when I press the 2 pieces together, I want the grain to match. Well, those of you who have done this sort of thing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I think this piece is going to be okay. It contrasts nicely, like light, dark. I think it's going to look pretty good. Then when you press the 2 pieces together, well, it should look really nice. I hope. At least that's the plan. Now the cigar kit takes a 10mm bit, and it takes an 11A bushing set, which is this, and no 2 are the same size. This one and this one look like they're the same, but they're not. This is the smallest bushing. It goes on the nib end, and the nib has a tube that is just slightly longer, so you don't want to get them mixed up. Then the second largest bushing, the largest bushing, and the second to the largest goes here. Anyway, you get the idea. This pen, by the way, is a cigar kit. It's just a little bit more deluxe, but I used these bushings to make this pen. Now my plan is to take off little slices until I no longer see cracks on the end. Then hopefully I don't have to go in very far, and that's going to allow enough to get both blanks out of this, and hopefully when I get to the end, say right here, there are no cracks here when I make this final cut. I think you know what I'm getting at here. Well, this is a little bit disheartening, and that is because the cracks, instead of getting less, are getting bigger. Oh boy. Oh boy. I am definitely going to have to think about this one. Looks good here. but not good there. This one's not too bad. I don't even know if the cactus juice can fill a void like that. See, what happens is the cactus juice will go in, and then as soon as you take it out of the solution and start to wrap it up with the tin foil or aluminum wrap, it flows out. Now there is another process, and it's called Alumilite, and that would work in something like this, but I don't have any. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try the cactus juice process and just see how it goes. Makes it interesting. There's no rush on this anyway. And if it doesn't work, well, I'll just make sure I put fail at the end of the title. I make these videos as I go along. When I started out this morning, I had no idea this was going to happen. I was pretty sure it was going to be okay, and the reason being is the last time I used my oven as a kiln, it worked fine. But maybe I just got a little bit over anxious, and it could be that this wood was a little greener than the last time. I don't know. I don't know what to say here. I'm going to try and fix this problem. I'm going to try and use this wood. But like I say, it could be that those voids are just too big, and there's going to be nothing I can do about it. But I'm going to try. Anyway, thanks for watching.